Hello, I'm Eli, a simple bystander. Today, I want to share with you 3 stories from the Bible about resurrection, stories that changed my understanding of life and faith. From a tomb in Bethany, to an empty grave in Jerusalem, and to the streets of the end times, let's witness these miracles together. Are you ready? My first story begins in Bethany, where I lived as a young man. Lazarus, my neighbor, was a kind soul, but he fell gravely ill and passed away. His sisters, Martha and Mary, wept bitterly, and the whole village mourned. I helped place Lazarus in the tomb, sealing it with a stone, thinking that was the end. On the 4th day, we heard Jesus was coming. Martha ran to him, saying, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." But Jesus replied, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die." I didn't understand, but I saw tears in Jesus' eyes as he wept for Lazarus. We followed him to the tomb. He ordered the stone to be rolled away and shouted, "Lazarus, come out!" I couldn't believe my eyes. Lazarus walked out, still wrapped in burial cloths. The crowd gasped. Some screamed. Others fell to their knees. My hands were trembling. That day, I knew Jesus had power over death. Years later, I came to Jerusalem and heard of a teacher named Jesus, the same one who raised Lazarus. But now he had been crucified and buried. I knew Mary Magdalene, one of his followers. On the first day after the Sabbath, she said she'd visit his tomb, and I went with her. When we arrived, the stone was rolled away, and the tomb was empty. Mary cried,
"They've taken the Lord's body."
I felt panicked, wondering if even his resting place was gone. She ran to tell the other disciples, and I stayed by the tomb, my mind racing. Then Mary returned, her face full of tears and joy. She said she saw a man, thinking he was the gardener, until he called her name.
Mary!
She realized it was Jesus. He had risen. When I heard those words, my legs went weak. Jesus had truly risen from the dead, just as he raised Lazarus. That day, Mary's joy filled us all, and I understood the meaning of Easter. Death is not the eternal end. My final story takes me to a future Jerusalem, a time of chaos and darkness. 2 witnesses, dressed in sackcloth, appeared in the city. No one knows where they came from. They prophesied for 3.5 years, warning people of the end times and calling them to repent. They had power to turn water into blood and to strike the earth with plagues, just as Moses did. I saw rivers turn red, swarms of locusts darken the sky, and frogs cover the land, causing terror everywhere. But their enemies hated them. A beast rose from the abyss to fight them, a terrifying creature with 10 horns and 7 heads, each head bearing blasphemous names. Its body was like a leopard, its feet like a bear's, and its mouth like a lion's. The beast attacked the witnesses, and after a fierce battle, they fell dead on the street. For 7 days, their bodies lay there, broadcasted on live news across the world. Some celebrated, saying, "These troublemakers are finally gone." But I saw others, small groups of believers, praying and weeping for them, holding on to hope. On the 7th day, a miracle happened. The Spirit of God entered them, and they stood up. A voice from heaven called, "Come up here." They ascended in a cloud, and the earth trembled as the world watched in awe. These are the 3 resurrection stories I witnessed, from Lazarus's tomb to Jesus' empty grave, and the 2 witnesses in the end times. Each one reminds me that death is not the end. Resurrection is real. Easter is not just about Jesus' victory over death, but a promise of hope for us all.
Did these stories touch your heart? If they did, please like, comment, and share your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more Bible stories. Happy Easter, and may we all live in the hope of resurrection.